Hello, pile number one, and welcome to your guys' reading. Thank you so much for being here today. By this time, you guys would have chosen the animal totem of the Cobrian. The Cobrian is a mixed energy of the king cobra, the swan, and also the deer totem. So this is promoting the idea that your unrecognized potential is based around how it is that you are able to ward off evil, accident, disagreement, and danger is what I just heard, because I actually saw it looked like a cliff face, like a mountain face, and there was like tumbling rocks coming from the top of the cliff, and you were like holding people back or traffic back, being like, hold up, you know. So yeah, danger. I think you're very good at making yourself known when you're needed, but you're also very good at staying stealth and collecting information. You are people who help to govern govern and guide people towards delving into the depth of the psyche. You also are very good at helping to help people to understand their catalyst into awareness. So you're very good at helping people see that the outside world is an aftermath effect of the internal operating world, I suppose. There's a whole world inside of us, and that first operates to then perceive what goes on in the outside world. And I think you guys are very good at teaching the true wisdoms of this. You also are seen as role models, pile number one. You're seen as role models, and this too is an unrecognized potential within yourself. Your role models in a sense of helping people to learn what it means to master the primal instinct and to welcome balanced union. You're a guide towards the rediscovery of individuality, and you promote authenticity, purity, or vulnerability and innocence. It's all about you helping people to tap into the truth of who it is that they are, and helping people to become empowered in this idea of authenticity and originality and individuality. That is what I feel as though you will find in your later years. Oh my goodness. This is what I feel as though in your later years you'll recognize, or it will be made very clear to you that you're remembered by many people that you cross paths with, because you're very different. Your energy is very potent, and it comes off as very sensual or overpowering. So you'll find that a lot of people in your space respect you as someone who is prosperous spiritually. I'd say that you guys are very clear, sentient. Some of you would even identify to be empaths or Heyoka empaths. And I would say others of you who don't recognize yourselves to have those gifts, you are very aware of the idea that you are energetically sensitive. You pick up on the minor collective shifts around you, especially disturbances when it comes to unity and harmony and tranquility. I would also say that you're very good at delving to the root core of issues and extracting valuable insight and information that help you to creatively problem solve. But most of all, you're very good at helping speed up transformational processes. I would say that you're a lot of people are actually very attracted to you, and this is something that you're not aware of. A lot of people, you'll probably find a lot of people stare at you, and you might get self-conscious sometimes, but it's not to, people aren't staring at you because they're judging you. They're staring at you because they're not sure why they're so attracted to you, you know. I would also say we've got Uranus here, your potential for sudden change, enlightenment, and awakening. Yeah, I think you are very good at challenging the status quo as well, and very rapidly changing people's perspectives or belief of their selves, belief of their potential, and belief of how well they know themselves. You are very confronting, pile number one, because when people come across you, I would say that you help people to break free of misconceptions, misunderstandings, ill-informed understandings. You know what I mean? You're very good at correcting the thought form, the thought patterns. Yeah, and I think you're very good at balancing courage with compassion as well. I think you are seen as quite glorious, actually. You're a wisdom holder. And you collect a lot of information about what it means to regenerate oneself and to accept the necessity and value of change. I also want to say that you guys probably help people to truly awaken to the importance of self-awareness. Like, you help people to become aware of themselves, and this is a hidden potential that you have within yourself that you guys could use to help you get ahead in life in some way, shape, or form. So let's see where it is that this unrecognized potential, as guided by source, would best excel. Where would pile number one's unrecognized potential or undervalued divine gift be best utilized in their life? Which areas of life? During what situations or life circumstances, dynamics, and possibilities? And then we have Venus in the 8th house. Damn. Taurus and Venus in the 8th house. So it's funny because the 8th house is to do with transformation, union, intimacy. It can be about shared resources as well. So I want to say that you guys would find that you are very good at giving advice and pointing people towards reasons for gratitude and appreciation, which then expands or enhances abundance. I also want to say that you're very good at pointing out the beauty of people's inner nature that they often overlook or repress and deem as bad, to points where they don't really explore the true depths of themselves once again, and you help to bring out the valuable resources that people have within themselves, and you also help to encourage people into better focuses within their minds, more progressive thinking. You're also very good at helping people to just take time out and to focus in on more positive things. For some reason, I feel like you could have actually attracted a lot of low vibrating people, but you set very good examples for people around you that don't know how to think outside of the box. Your voice is very powerful as well, and the way that you share your wisdom through your voice helps. Communication just came out. Affirmation and communication. Yeah, the power in your voice helps to attract and more positivity. I heard that a lot of you guys give prophecy as well. You're advice givers. You help people to transform for the better and help to see the good within the bad as well, because I just heard the hiss of the snake. They're seen as very polarizing animal totems. They represent the extreme of our nature, how we can be extremely good and extremely helpful and extremely healing people, and regenerative and moving with the motion of time. But then it can also represent the hidden dangers, the manipulation, the strike of an attack, the unpredictability, and the stealthness that one can move with. So something that you have recognized that is still existing within you, that I hear as though you guys are going to come to meet in the very near future, you're going to see that no part of you is actually necessarily bad. And And instead you're going to start to see what you once saw as bad in new ways that will bring about a new potential or unlock a new motivation, ambition and drive. I just keep hearing potential. What about it, please? Okay. And for what purpose? Okay, so you guys are going to need to find new ways to evolve your compassion for yourself. The more you delve deep into self-discovery, which is your truth, the more you're going to unlock new spiritual understandings, new modalities. And it's because you're going to grow more aware of yourself and how it is that you can apply yourself while journeying through self-discovery, and it's going to tap you into precognition that will help you to see into the consequences of actions that you intentionally invest in the moment when you become aware of yourself. Does this make sense? Japers, cravers. Okay then, so what would you advise pile number 1 continue to do? Focus on becoming stable within yourself by learning your skill sets and your inner resources. This is what's leading you to ultimate healing, which is shifting your timeline and helping you to leave comfort zones. The more you become secure within yourself through gaining self-awareness, the more peace you are going to bring to yourself, more tranquility and more harmony. And you will feel like you can rest and you can rejuvenate because you're no longer in a space of resistance. What a lot of people don't recognize, and this is something that is promoted by the swan totem, is that when we resist, we build stress. And stress usually leads to sickness, whether that's sickness of the mind, the emotional, the physical well-being. Altogether, that affects the spirituality, the soul, the psyche. And I think coming into the next 19 days in particular, you guys are going to start to feel a sense of liberation and a sense of reset. It will feel like a reset, like your slate has been wiped clear. And as soon as you start to recognize the feelings of liberation or feeling set free, feeling like you have been rejuvenated after a long time of feeling like you've been struggling, you're going to start to download new forms of intuitive information that is going to help to further purify you, that will lead you outside of illusions and back into your healing mastery. You guys have spiritual information that is going to come to you in the very near future, it's going to shift you, especially if you have a spiritual career. I see here you're going to be moving deeper into the quantum physics for some of you and using sound healing. For others of you, I see as though you guys are going to be bringing about motivational speeches, motivational speaking, forms of divine message anyway, and probably sharing that with platforms, places, and people, clients especially, who come to you seeking healing. I also think for some of you, you guys are going to be shifting a karmic cycle that you have inherited from your ancestors before you. You'll know because it will feel like you guys have been cursed, and you guys have had to do a lot of shadow work around outgrowing certain inherited challenges. I don't think you would see it in the way that I've explained it, only because of the swan totem. You have a very pure and innocent outlook. So I don't think you would have been looking for something to blame, which is why you wouldn't have attached why you had this feeling to inherited or passed on conditions, programming, belief systems, ways of operating through life and perceiving life. I don't know if any of this has made sense at all, and it was definitely not the way that I expected the reading to go, but of course I have to honor how the messages come through, whether it makes sense to me or not. So additional information for those who are viewing pile number 1 moving forward It's time to move away from what you know is no longer in positive service of you, your growth processes, your healing. There could be environments that you guys have kept yourself in and around people that you know you do not benefit from and that do not find benefit from being around you. There needs to be boundaries built with someone, something, or an ambition and a goal that you've held very, very close in your focus. It had or could have been exhausting you. And there's been a lot of selflessness that you've invested in dead-end places, spaces, or people. This is saying recollect your energy and redirect your effort into becoming closer with yourself so that you can learn what it is that you need to give yourself to move you towards environments, places, and people that will support you better and that you can support better. For those of you who have been over-giving information or even your divine gift to people and places that don't have like gratitude for you, like you could have known all these things that I've already highlighted prior to now, but you weren't in spaces that nurtured these qualities and skill sets or talents and these divine gifts within you. So this is saying please take a very good look at what you are truly delving in, the environments that you keep yourself in, and also the company you keep, because I think these things are more detrimental to your advancement than what you might be recognizing just yet. But I see there's going to be a huge transformation to how it is that you make yourself available to certain people. Doesn't mean that you're going to end relationships. It's more just like you're setting respectable boundaries, and this is out of respect of unconditional love for the person or people, places, the experience, as well as unconditional love for yourself, which at the root core of unconditional love is acceptance. So there are things that you've been resisting that you're coming to accept. Oh my God, and the boundary card just came out. And you're going to be setting boundaries with it, which will then help you return your personal sense of authority to yourself. You'll start to re-empower yourself and feel re-motivated to move forward with courage. And it will feel like confidence, but it's not confidence. What this is you've become so aware of yourself, what you've contributed, what you've allowed, who you've been letting in, what you've been receptive to, and what you've been projecting, that there is no space that no part of yourself that you have left unacknowledged, which then taps you into a self-awareness that seems or appears to be as confident when it's not confidence. It's that it's practice intentional living, because you are living in a way that is self-aware, you know. And what will come as the most positive results? You will leave behind restrictions and you will no longer feel blocked. You'll feel as though you're attracting in new situations that will help you to step into your truest strengths and lead you back on a path that will make you feel as though you're living or moving towards fulfilling your authenticity, really. I see here you'll become disciplined over things that you felt as though has had power over you, and you'll start to value yourself more, which means you'll start to set new standards and no longer have yourself lingering in places and with people or in environments and commitments that don't encourage the best in you and that you can no longer grow in. You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of positive things coming up in the near future, and you're going to get a rebirth or re-resurrected love for life and the path that you are on and the life lessons you've been gaining or learning through your exchanges and relationships and dynamics. Final message: conditioning falls away. Memory is no longer going to define you. Liberation. You're no longer going to feel trapped, and you're no longer going to feel boxed in by definitions. You're going to set yourself free, and this will ultimately allow you to self-discover once more. That will advance you further. Those are the messages I have for you today, pile number 1. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has come positive service, and with all that being said, until next time, much love. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your guys' reading. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to take a look into your unrealized or unrecognized potential. Now, the spread didn't go to plan, with pile number 1. So I'm just going to allow the energy to guide the spread, and we'll just see where it takes us. Hopefully I'm able to channel in a way that is cohesive. All makes sense, guys. Okay, so let's start off with the image that you guys would have chosen. By now you would have chosen the crowpid. Now this is a half crow, half leopard. This is promoting the energy that you guys could actually have divination abilities. I'm getting so much information coming through. Are you guys channels? I would say that you guys are very creative problem solvers, and you're very calculating. You're very good at seeing what is required of you and becoming the change you need to become to then see the change outside of you. It's like you manifest best through embodiment and alignment, which means you become what you need to be to then attract and what you being will support. Does this make sense? Like, so for example, if I want to be a police officer, I need to do everything that is going to get me into the position of being a police officer. You step into the role to then become and understand, to become enlightened, and to transcend the challenges that then come with wanting to step into that role, for random example. I also want to say that you guys are very adaptable, and you have a power within you that helps you or ensures that you're going to go the distance. Have you guys always felt like you were going to be successful? Like ever since you were little, you just didn't know at what exactly? I think that's because you have recognized yourself to have so many different skill sets and talents, and you guys are still looking for a way to mash these talents and skills as one. Yeah, and I don't think there's many examples of how it is that you can do that, or what sort of career field will support all of your skill sets as one. You have so many, you're diverse and you're very complex, pile number 2. And I think that's why I'm a little bit beside myself, because I keep getting messages like left, right, and center. So, give me a moment here. You guys also have an ability to divinate into past life memories. You have the ability to manipulate time, pile number 2. This is an actual spiritual gift, and I think you're here to master the past, present, and future, the concept of time. You transcend time. Interesting. I also think that you have a very magnetizing energy. It's very powerful yet very balanced. And I think you're very, very intellectual, or at least you are someone who is focused on always evolving. You see pile number 2. And because you're always focused on learning, you always are open to receiving solution that will move you past limitation. That is something that the crow and the leopard are very gifted with, is transcending limitations. The crow is very calculating, whereas the leopard is very determined. And the leopard has the ability to drag its prey up trees and eat. This is a natural instinct of the leopard. It protects its food, and it also gives it a different perspective over the land that it overlooks. And it's the same with the crow. The crow is very good at observing and gaining information, or downloading understandings and becoming enlightened to their desire through observation. And this is an unrecognized potential I heard you guys also have within yourselves. So yeah, I think you guys are very good at divinating out blessings in disguises as well. 2 moments. Sorry, I needed to cough. Wait. Yeah, you guys are very good at divinating the blessing in disguise from situations. And this is because you are seekers of information and truth. You're very good at dealing with misunderstandings, manipulated information, misconceptions, disagreements. You're very good at problem solving and seeing why issues came to be, what led up to the issue, and healing insight. You're good at extracting. I also think could mean that you guys are seers of life lessons. You purposely seek out wisdom in every experience, and you see everything as something that happens for us and for a good reason. You're very good at looking into the reason and the value within situations, you see. So yes, I think you guys give profit. I have no idea where we were. I started coughing, but I saw 555. So I think you guys are very good at creating unexpected changes that are necessary. You help lead people towards more positivity in life, more adventure, more intimacy. And sorry, I'm still getting over the sickness that me and my family had, so that's why I keep coughing in between. Don't mind me. Anyway, you guys also see emotion as guides. So I think you guys are quite fearless in your approach to life, in your approach to your ambitions, your career, and your goals. And this is something that's going to get you very far. Your fearlessness and ability to stay not... your ability to stay the student as well as a teacher. You know, you don't define yourself, and that's what keeps you fluid. So yes, you are a creator of unexpected changes, with change is natural good, and yes, it can hurt. You help guide people through discomforts, and you help to regulate emotions, situations, confusions. Yeah, and I also think that you guys are very independent thinkers, by the way. Because you're independent thinkers, you guys are open to receiving blessings or possibilities that exist outside what others deem to be as possible, which is good, because you support other timelines into creation. You guys are manifestors, very strong manifestors. And you help people to see the good that is possible of coming out of the bad. You bring people present, and you help people to make the best out of the situations that they find themselves in. Yeah. The card that just came out here was, you will not let fear stop you this time. You also teach other people how to become fearless by getting to know themselves and coming to a point of accountability over what they contribute into their own lives. You know what I'm saying? We have wisdom as light as a feather, and painting the roses red. Yes, you also help to correct people's perspectives by helping them to see further into the truth of what they're really saying, what they're really believing, what they're really conforming to, is what I just heard. By the way, if you have a YouTube channel, pile number 2, I just heard you're gonna find yourself grow exponentially. I don't know. 2 seconds. What's this? Please, why do I? For others of you, if you don't have a YouTube channel but you are on social media, something that you guys post over this next week to 2 weeks is gonna either go viral or be very popular. If you guys are posting new photos of yourself after having like your hair done or something like that, or being somewhere at an event, you're gonna get a lot of likes, a lot of attention, is what I just heard. For those of you who are on social media, the square card came out here, and what this talks about is you're gonna find yourself stabilizing within your social media presence, your ability to show up and perform, or your ability to create and deliver in ways that you are satisfied with. You're also going to probably see a much more secure like viewing base, subscriber base, audience. I don't know. But yeah, I see you guys doing really well if you guys are working on media as a career. For others of you, you guys are very good at helping people to correct where it is that they could have made errors in their contributions to their circumstances, life situations, relationships, and investments. And people really see you as someone who could be quite clairvoyant. You could have remote viewing abilities, astral projection abilities. You guys could also have magnetism, manipulation abilities, which means you guys can create energetic bubbles. You guys can affect other people's auric spaces through intention and through focus. Yes. I think you also receive a lot of insight through your clear cognizance, and you help to debunk misunderstandings or lies. Yes. Why do I feel so surprised by that? An elder will teach you. Okay. So you guys are old souls. And I do strongly believe you have an ability to divinate further insight from situations, whether this be internally or through a practice such as cartomancy. Some of you also have the ability to divinate through salt, just saying, because it came from the sea water of where the turtle was. Anyway, using the natural elements. Okay, so where is it that pile number 2 could best apply these unrealized or unrecognized potentials and divine gifts that will help them to flourish? In all honesty, we have Jupiter, and then we also have Pisces, your spiritual practices. I would also say you guys taking a chance on yourself when you feel instinctually led, or when you feel intuitively led, or when you feel cognizantly led. I think you guys already have a very strong connection to your spirit team, to past over loved ones, to source, or to your primal instincts and ancestral connections. This is saying it's important that you guys move with the ebb and flow of life, really. Because you have a strong understanding that the universe is always conspiring in your favor, and it's you that has the responsibility of making the best out of what is provided to you. So this is saying have courage and believe in yourself and take a chance on yourself when you feel like you should. Because in all honesty, this is where you're discovering how to best apply your skill sets, which is transformation in itself. You are good during times of change, times of challenge, times of conflict, and a true strength of yours that you'll start to see more value in the more you're moving into this next year is that you are advocates, you are mediators, you are people who are able to see the necessity of polarity and duality. You're the challenger of challenges, you know what I mean here, and you're a protector against problems and sickness or things like disasters. You help avert disasters, and because of that you're seen as a guide, from what I'm seeing here. So let's see, source. Your compassion is a healer, by the way, a very powerful healer. For pile number 2, please, source. What would you have them know that is important? Don't make promises to yourself or use empty words. Don't make promises to yourself that you know you're not going to fulfill. Don't tell yourself you're going to do things that you know you're not going to do. Make things like your goals achievable and make things realistic. Yeah, there's going to be a resurfacing of something that you've given up on in the past that you once felt restrained or blocked off from fulfilling. But I see here you weren't actually blocked and you weren't restrained, you weren't ready, and that was why. That is divine timing. Divine timing isn't just an alignment within the cosmos, it's an alignment within your acceptance. And this is something that I see you guys processing at the moment. You're seeing how you could have let yourself down in the past and how you could have been living in different timelines rather than the present. But I see here you have become comfortable with standing in your own self-discovery journey, standing in your own authenticity and standing in your own individuality, and independence, and claiming who it is that you are. You're no longer trying to fit in. Instead, you're allowing yourself to stand out for exactly who it is that you are. And not everyone around you is going to be happy with that, pile number 2. But that's a blessing in disguise in itself. I think you're starting to see what was once holding you back, and instead you're making room for what is going to help propel you forward. With you inspire, trust, and have confidence in your path. Make every moment count and look closely by asking questions. What's important is that you learn a lot about yourself right now, because that's going to reveal to you what it is within you that you should be applying within the present, that's going to help you move forward in the most productive and most expansive ways, if that makes sense. Why would you have pile number 2 focus on moving forward? Please, source and universe. What you're being guided to focus on moving forward is acknowledging what true love is to you, so that you can bring yourself the closure that is needed to bring yourself back to the present. This could be also you refocusing in on what is most meaningful to your heart space and what is most fulfilling to you, what you feel as though you are servicing best in life around you. Because this is where you are going to feel most confident within your intuitive guidance. Your intuitive guidance is driving you towards a sense of healing. And as you heal yourself, you are healing others around you. From what I see here, it's helping you to bring an end to old cycles you no longer wish to go down, and helping you to become open to better qualities of life and to strategize towards improvements in much more effective and beneficial ways. This is also saying it's important that you guys accept connections that you fell in love with the idea of, rather than being in love with the situation itself. Does this make sense? There are situations that some of you guys are holding on to that happened in the past where there was deceit present, and you guys could still be working through and healing through releasing deceit, whether this was how you've lied to yourself or how others had lied to you. And you're improving this by no longer accepting things that you know are no longer real, listening to yourself, trusting in your intuition, following your instincts, and learning the true value of self-discovery. This is a wisdom that you guys will find others will really appreciate you for once you come into a grounded position with yourself, where you feel really empowered and in alignment with what is truly bringing you happiness. And you'll find that what brings you happiness is you just being yourself, pile number 2. Yes, so closing message from source for those of pile number 2 before I close the read. Yeah, you guys might feel as though you're out of your depth right now, but number 11 is here, which means you guys are being called to step into the resilience of putting your ideas into action, so that you can start to support the universe when it comes to manifesting your truest desires right now. You're gaining a fresh perspective over things that had once held you back, and this is actually helping you to grow stronger, wiser, and helping you to prepare for what it is that is going to fit with you best. For those of you who know what I'm speaking on. Those are the messages I have for you today, pile number 2. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has become a positive service, and with all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Thank you guys so much for being here today. We're going to be taking a look at your unrecognized potential, or a divine gift that you guys have undervalued. So it could be things that you guys have already recognized, or things that you have yet to recognize and will be discovering over your next phase of life. The other piles haven't gone the way that I had planned the spread to go, so I'm just going to allow the energy to guide the way. But by now, you guys would have chosen the Octonix, which is a half octopus, half phoenix. Something that I found really fascinating about this energy is that they are both based around regeneration. They're both based around resurrection, camouflage, and shapeshifting. So I would say for some of you guys have especially the feminine energies, you guys have a talent for beautifying things. Some of you guys would be really good at things like cosplay, makeup, drama, acting, problem solving, investigating, especially, and beautifying environments, places, and ideas. For the masculine energies, you guys would be very good at finding yourselves being very fluid and extreme changes, but it's extreme changes of environment. So for example, you could find yourself being all good in areas of like the hood, then being all good and showing up appropriately in areas of like business and professionalism. You could also be the family man while also being like, I don't know, someone who roams the streets. You know what I'm saying? You're very balanced in all areas of your life, and whether you're feminine or masculine, you might find yourself talented in beautifying as well as fitting in to wherever it is that you hold yourself at the present time that you become aware or grow aware of yourself. You know what I mean? So I would also say that you guys are very good at inspiring change and transformation within others. You are very clear cognizant beings. You're very highly intelligent, and you're very good at accepting the motion of cycles. You're very good at moving with the flow, and you're very good at learning very, very quickly through observational listening. So observational listening is your ability to watch and listen to everything that's not being spoken. The way that you listen is through self-analyzation. You personalize things to analyze things, and you would find yourself very good at vicariously living through other people. I would also say that you've been through a lot of life extremes yourself, through from your younger years until now. You've had to transform yourself very dramatically, and I'd say you've probably had to reinvent yourself quite a few times, but you are at your core very harmonious and very peaceful people. You want the best, you know, for everyone involved when you find yourself in dynamics. But I think you are seen as a creator of new beginnings most of all, and you're a catalyst for positive change. I think you guys are very highly adaptable, which means you're a leader during times of change or things that need to be changed. You'll be very good at confronting. And I think you'll find yourself very talented wherever it is that you invest your focus and your time, because once again, you're very intelligent, whether you've recognized this or not. And you soak up information like a sponge. So no matter where you place yourself in life, especially within your careers or within projects, you'll find yourself excelling very well. Because I hardly feel you'll involve yourself with things that would waste time or that you already know you're going to fail at. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think you guys have a hidden gift for precognition. So you're very good at prophesizing consequence to change, reason for change, trends, future events, future situations, experiences, ways of developing, notions, beliefs. You know, things to do with possibility, you're very good at predicting and bringing forward, and you have very logical reasons as to why. I would say very clear cognizant as well, so you guys could literally channel information. It's the ability to receive insight and understanding, or to become enlightened to an idea, a concept, or a focus without prior education, knowledge, or information, prior reason to know what you know when you know it. You know, mediums a lot of the time are very clear cognizant, public speakers and motivational speakers, advice givers, counselors, world leaders, very clear cognizant, scientists, doctors, inventors, investigators. I think you guys are very multi-talented, and you are here to create a new way of life. You're here to challenge the status quo in a sense of breaking paradigms through invention. So I would say you guys are working on your own modalities, working on your own careers. I would say that you guys are entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, or pioneers. I just heard you guys are seen as a true inspiration and a very magical being. Okay, let's go ahead and look into the cards here. What's going on, please? Source, what would you highlight of importance to those who are viewing pile number 3 at this time? You guys have a very unique skill or talent that, and I can't put my finger on it. It's like it must be different to all of you because there's no general energy here. The thing that is most unique to you, that you keep quiet and that you hold to yourself, that you know you're really, really good at, you're being called to embody more of and put into practice more. Pile number 3. Yeah, because if you don't, you're kind of lying to yourself about the type of life that you could build for yourself. So there's something that you're already really, really good at that you need to be doing more of. It's going to help to align you with like a life that's like a dream, is what I heard. It might take time, of course, and it might take a lot of strategy and structure, but it is something that is of high value that you should be pursuing more of. This is a confirmation. If you've had an idea to pursue something like a new career, this is saying go with the idea that you've had, that you've thought on, that you've planned around, that you've strategized around and overthought about, and probably spoke on already. You could have prophesied a future timeline that is coming in to manifest now, and then there's something that you know you could be doing that will help you to prosper during this timeline shift. It's going to bring you a lot more security, a lot more stability, and a lot more material abundance or return. Yeah? Alright. What unrecognized potential does pile number 3 have within themselves that they are not aware of? So you guys are going through an initiation. Your guys' perception has shifted or has been shifting. And this has been leading you into a new awakening with the divine solar child reborn coming out here. Initiation and Eye of Horus. Spiritual testings of Ra and the Lady Isis. And then you have the awakening of divine perception and the divine solar child reborn. Your life is going to be restabilizing, pile number 3, whether you know this or not. You guys have had to go through a long process of healing, and through your healing you have ascended in vibration. You've raised above certain things that you will no longer have to experience again, because you're just not in alignment. It will do no good for you. You have no purpose for it. And I think you are rediscovering things about yourself that you didn't know, you had forgotten, you had overlooked. You've been reintroduced to yourself, which has ascended you. And this is something that's important that you need to know. I just heard Spirit is really proud of you. You have someone who has passed on, who has overwatched you and who loves you very much. They have learned from you. What have they learned? Yeah, truths unveiled. They have learned from you that things are possible that they deemed impossible. They are a guide of yours. There is something that you have broken that was once a curse upon this entity, this being, this energy, this guide. And because you've broken this contractual energy, you're helping to heal this spiritual energy within yourself and within your ancestry, or within your spiritual correlations. I don't know, but they want you to know. So okay. Alright, so Source, what is it that pile number 3 has to look forward to moving into the near future? We have the Temple of Lapis Lazuli. Your spiritual abilities are going to be advanced, enhanced, and you're going to discover new spiritual abilities that you had not once recognized before. With the Ascension coming back out here, you're going to start to use your talents in new ways, in evolved ways, because you're going to be exiting out of using what you're aware of in a particular way and in a repetitive way, and instead you're breaking the mold, outgrowing the mold, to restore your own life independently. You're wanting to expand and grow, and I see you doing that by seeing what you are truly capable of. Okay, so just one more, please. What area of life would be complementary towards their skill sets? The 3rd house. Focus on your networking and expanding on your potential. Also be open to learning new things and to gain example from others who are in similar areas or fields as yourself. Pile number 3. 2 moments. I apologize. I heard someone come to the door. So what we're talking about the 3rd house, learning something new, and taking examples from people who are walking similar paths as to where it is that you want to go. But don't compare yourself. Instead, take example and see how it is, or what options you have for expression. Does this make sense? I don't know. Anyway, pile number 3, closing message from Source, please. We have the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra, and that's the chakra that governs clear cognizance. And then we have the angel of strength, and what else came out here? The 4th chakra. The closing message here is that you guys are going to be leaving behind what is no longer of positive service to you, which is a repeating message for all of the piles that's made itself known. But you're leaving behind matters of the heart that has affected your ability to learn, to be open, and to be receptive to accepting what is outside of what you knew. I think you've gained a new way of looking at things, or at least are about to, and you're going to find an enhancement come to your gift that is unique to you. You're going to find serendipitous energy starting to take place around you, and opportunities are going to arise that are going to complement this unique talent or skill set that your guides are wanting you to use and practice in more. I also think you're going to develop a new appreciation for the life path it is that you have walked down, and all the things it is that you have left behind in the past that you may have once struggled to accept coming to an end. You're going to learn more about your own spiritual connections and your own life purpose here, especially over this next 4 years. Pile number 3, for some of you, 4 years. 4 months to 4 years. Okay. Anything else of importance? Sorry. I know I said it was the closing message. What you need to know is, please don't invest yourself in things that you know is not going to support the best of your unique skill set. Does that make sense? Don't use your unique skill set in places and with people who won't allow you to grow in what it is that you're good at. You know what I'm saying? But just know that you're going to shock yourself with your self-discovery. Like, I don't know, things feel weird for you. And yes, it might, pile number 3, but just know you're going to see how much talent you really do have. I think you've undervalued yourself a lot, and I think you're going to shock yourself, and I think you're going to shock a lot of people else outside you. So it's important that you keep your ideas to yourself and allow your results to speak for you. This will save your energy from having to over-explain yourself or give out too much information to people who don't matter. Now is your moment, so it's important that you're honest with yourself and take action how you feel guided to. Trust in your instincts and trust in your intuition, and you will not be led wrong. Okay, pile number 3. Those are messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this comes a positive service to you and makes sense, because it doesn't to me. But with all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello, pile number 4, and thank you so much for being here today. We're going to be taking a look at your unrecognized potential and messages from Source. And by now you guys would have chosen the hog meerkat. It's called the ogmer, or ogmere. It just depends on your dialect. But what this is telling me is that a spiritual gift that you guys have undervalued, or a potential that you have unrecognized, is how powerful your social, family, community, and team values are. You have the ability to stand as a very strong example of what it means to be a true leader. Because true leaders involve themselves, not just delegate. And this is something that you are very good at doing, is being involved with what you preach. You're about what you say. You know what I mean here? Pale number 4, you guys are here to confront the issues that you recognize, and you're seen as a warrior spirit here on earth. You could be known as a light worker to the subtle realms, is what I just heard. You are a light worker. 2 moments. I had to cough and I didn't want to deafen you. But the other thing I've just been made aware of is that you guys have probably had to work with a lot of ignorant people, or you've had to do a lot of work to work yourself outside of very heavy situations that could have been once seen or deemed as sinful, like gluttony, overindulgence, stubbornness, pig-headedness. You could go up against a lot of people who are like this. You could have had a very strong parental figure in your early years, or guardian figure, that displayed these energies. And it could have affected you a lot. But I think you have learned what it means to work outside of these sorts of energies that are limiting, restricting, or that hold you back. I want to say here, you guys have had to do a lot of assertion of self to protect yourself, but to also gain healing. It's like you've grown through your experiences, but you've mainly grown through your own healing processes, is what I just heard. Okay. But yeah, overall, I think you guys are seen as very prosperous and very wealthy, either within spirit, in material, or in love. You could have a lot of admiration from people outside of you, or you could be surrounded by a lot of comforts, or that is at least how your social circles perceive you, pile number 4. So I think you are spiritually very strong people. I think you have become very disciplined within your passion. I'm still sick. I was hoping that I was completely over the sickness, but obviously not. I apologize for the stop and starts, pile number 4. But yes, disciplined within your passion is what I just heard. Perhaps at times you were seen as someone who had to gain a lot of wisdom around darkness, or the shadow self, the ego. You've overcome a lot of narcissistic people, I think, is what I'm feeling here. Like, I feel really confused, but at the same time, I'm like clinging on to what I know, which has kept me straight and on the narrow, is what I just heard. So yeah, funny. This is the card of shadow work that just came out here. Finding solutions in unknown places and in the darkness. You've empowered all it is that has once been deemed as bad, and you've proven a lot of things wrong. Your defiance and your stubbornness has actually helped you to get yourself out of a lot of hard-hitting, heavy situations. So you've seen the good in what has been normalized to be as bad. And you're very good at using things in healthy ways. So you teach people that not everything is bad. It depends on how you use it. Yeah. You're an elder, pile number 4. You're seen as an elder. You help people to become more intimate with the truth. And you help people to correct what is wonky or wrong. You help to end a lot of regret. And I feel like a lot of you guys have gone through a lot of loss, by the way. Because the unending sadness of looking back came out here, which is telling me that there are things, wounds, emotional wounds that you guys might still possess that you keep quite close to yourself, but they subconsciously heavily impact your choices or the way you perceive life. So I feel like you're here to spiritually master the survival instinct. You're sensitive, but you're also supportive and very coordinated. I think you're very respectful in your ways as well, which, you know, you actually have a lot of hidden admiration. Pile number 4. There's a lot of admiration for your strength and your courage, and you're very balanced. I think you are people who have learned that there is a reason for everything, and there is a time to be anything that we need to be when life calls for it. And I think you're very diverse people. People can't really define you because there's so much to you. And I think you've gone through so many life extremes. It has gained you a reputation of being a warrior, quite literally. Some of you guys could have gone through near-death experiences. And at times I think a lot of you were your own worst enemies. But you've learned about the true potency of your manifestation abilities through your focuses and your partnership with yourself. So you've had to get to know who it is that you are by ripping past illusions that were placed upon you, and to get to the core root of who it is that you are. And I think you've discovered that the only medicine that you guys need is the medicine of your connection to source, your true core innate knowing, and your relationship with your spirituality, with your God, with your guides. I think you've had to really learn to trust yourself after a time period of really punishing yourself in your far past, I would say here. All right. So, source, what area of life would complement pile number 4's hidden potential the most? Communication. Communication and setting examples. Which is interesting, because this has come out for all the piles as well, but this is in a very different way. You guys are here to speak to people who are walking similar paths as you, and you're here to set an example of the true harsh realities of what it means to come back into control over yourself and to regain your own personal identity, to the importance of your freedom of thought, independent thinking. I think you are people who have a very close connection to the earth element, so you have a divine connection to Mother Earth and the cycles that she gives birth to as well. I would say that you could be very good at predicting world events, prophesizing situations that will affect many or collectives of people, and you help people to prepare You teach people what it means to be fearless in the face of adversity. Pile number 4. So there's something that's going to come back to life that you had forgotten about, that you had let go of, that you had surrendered, and you're being called to pick it back up and notice what you can really do with what you had given up. Okay, why is this important? This is going to help you to release yourself from endless repeating cycles. Endless energy that seems to remanifest itself or recycle. So advice for pile number 4 moving forward, please. Don't be afraid to stand alone. Your spirit guides are with you. They just want you to commit to what you know you need to be doing. As soon as you commit to what you know you need to be doing, they'll be able to put into action supporting manifestations, opportunities, energies that will help get you to where it is that you want to go. The important thing here is to take care of yourself and not over prioritize other people's wants, desires, expectations. Because the more you invest in other people's expectations of you, the more you're going to run yourself dry, and the more you're going to miss very important pieces of information or awareness. You're not here to build other people's dreams. You're here to build your own dreams and commit to your own goodness that you then gift to other people who deserve to be around your goodness, really. Like, see your health as a gift, because it is. When you are your most healthy, you benefit everyone else around you. And this is something that you are reawakening to. Yeah. So if you have trust issues, don't worry. Now's the time to stay observant and to listen. And to believe people when they tell you who they are and when they show you who they are. This is how you're going to give yourself the permission to walk away from certain connections that are no longer good for you, that you know you should not be overgiving yourself to. There's someone that you need to pull back from, and there are other areas of life that has gone unnoticed that would bring you much more fulfillment and much more happiness. So it's important that you use your alone time well to reflect on what you could be doing better to improve your quality of life and in quality of health. Pile number 4. What does pile number 4 have to look forward to as a result? Childhood treasures will resurface, and you will feel as though you're reconnected to your guides and instinctual guidance, really. You'll be able to feel like you can trust yourself again, and you're going to start to see talents from your younger years, loves and joys come back up. You could find people from your past coming back into your life and reminding you of all the greatness that they knew about you as well. You could also expect to receive a lot more compliments. And also, you guys are going to be receiving recognition in return for wisdom that you've given out that has proven its value with time. Those are the messages I have for you today, pile number 4. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has come positive service to you. And with all that being said, until next time, bye-bye.